Hello traders, welcome to Zion Traders. So today I will be analyzing GBPAUD, right? So before we take a look at the technicals, let's quickly look at the fundamental approach, right? So right from here, starting from GBP itself, we can see that the last GDP that was released, right, for which is the first quarter of 2025, it came out very positive, and it actually grew from where it was the previous, which is zero point 0.1, to what it came out, which is 0.7%. And this is really very good for GBP, right? This is the strongest quarter in a year and highest growth among G7 nations, right? So coming on to their CPI YOY year on year, it also came out positive, right? What does CPI measures for those that don't know? This is a change in price of goods and services purchased by customers, right? So let's just put it inflation, right? So it's Bank of England set inflation, right? Level, right? So usually they have a level where they want inflation to be. Inflation should not be too high. Inflation should not be too low. But in this case, inflation is above their set target, right? So when inflation is above their set target, what do they do? Well, in most cases, they hike interest rate in order to contain the inflation, right? So that is what they do most times. And when they do that, it usually attract more investors. And then when they invest into that economy, it tends to boost help the currency to grow stronger, right? So that's what it usually does. For AUD, as you can see right here, the GDP it came out negative. That which was released on June, which is very recent, June 4th, and the first quarter for the first quarter of 2025, it came out negative, which is very bad for the currency. It's negative for the currency, right? So looking at their CPI right here, their consumer price index, the same thing, right? So it came out positive, slightly above the forecast, and the same remains same as that of last month. April, right? So this is also positive for AUD as well, right? So this is also positive for AUD as well. You can see that GBP is actually stronger than that of AUD using the economic strength. GBP is stronger than AUD, and if we use the CPI inflation index, both of them are actually set above their set target. So their central banks could actually intervene by hiking interest rates. So what we'll do right now is for you to watch out for the next coming economic event. Like for GBP, CPI is going to be released tomorrow, and if it comes out positive, it's actually going to speak volume. Let's go to the chart, guys. So right where we are, this is the weekly time frame, right? Can see that it has been bullish for a very long time, and price was bullish, broke a structure right here and returned to this order block, right? So which is very good. And right now we can see a signs of price pushing back to taking out this high again. So looking at the daily time frame, we can see there was around 4th of April, there was a break of structure bullish, right? This massive momentum candle to the bullish side, and it broke structure, and ever since 7th of April, price has been selling, and currently at 5th of May, price actually successfully returned back to the order block, right? So, and we can see after price go to the other block, it has been showing signs of price pushing back to take out this high, right? So let's see what happened, why price was coming lower, right? So we can see a break of structure bearish happen on the daily time frame itself. But what do we see here? We see that this break of structure is actually an internal break of structure. But if we look at the whole lot of struggles that happened right here before eventually breaking, it makes this very point a very strong level. However, we should note that this is still an internal break of structure. Anything could happen from this very point, right? But then we are still going to favor the buys, right? Because we are considering this as an internal break of structure. So what I did personally, when price got to this point, because I'm still expecting a buy, I actually took a trade right from here, and that trade actually from here we actually took our profit out around this point, right? And that we made money from this move, because the last time I made a video on GBPAUD. GBPAUD was around this point, and I told you guys the same thing, that we're expecting a bias to the upside. However, we should, I'll watch out for this level. That for me, I was going to wait for price to come down lower first, and before I take a buy, I joined the buy, and that is exactly what I did. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. So for what we see right here, guys, the point is, since GBP USD, GBP itself is actually stronger fundamentally, look using their economic growth, which is GDP. So we could possibly see a breakout from this level. Now, what should we watch out for? Let's wait for tomorrow's news release. If CPI comes out positive, then that means most likely we are going to break out from this level, right? So, and if AUD comes out negative, then definitely GBP AUD is going to fly to the upside. But then, if GBP CPI comes out negative, we start see sell from this level again to the downside, right? But then let's just see, wait and see what happens tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow, right? So thank you very much. God bless you.